Welcome to the Groove Dudes podcast, where we analyze drum beats and bust chops. I'm Cody Moulton, one of your hosts today, joined here by my co-host Tabor. And we are having a good time, guys. Tabor's got this sick purple backlighting. I don't. But we are excited for today's episode. It's we're going to actually talk about Hertas and some different ways to use Hertas, mostly in fills. Yours is a fill intro. It's a variation on a Herta, and mine's completely fills. So,
dude,
Hertas are weird, dude.
Yes,
and I don't know how to They're weird to me because. So what I do a lot with Hertas, and especially when I'm teaching, is, and I don't know that this is super informative. It's just weird, okay? But here's what a Herta is, everybody. If you don't know what it is, it's this pattern. It's 2 eighth notes followed by quarters, or it could be 2 16ths followed by eighth notes after that. So something like this. So the two fast notes are kind of that. That's the core of a Herta, and so really fast Hertas sound like this. Okay, so slow it doesn't. It's just they're weird because you get that extra note in there when you're moving fast. It actually swaps your sticking pattern if you keep it through. So you'll actually end on the downbeat with your opposite hand that you start with. Right. So
whoa.
The reason,
but you're not switching your lead hand, are you?
Yeah, you are. So, well, see how that left hand lands on the downbeat now. So I'm starting with my right hand lead, and then with the left hand. So kind of weird. But the weird thing to me is if you play a Herta, okay, really fast, with one hand on your leg and the other hand not. This is what it sounds like, okay? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to switch it to my leg. My right hand's on my leg. So your left hand is just going straight through that, right? Nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Now the right hand sounds like this.
Dude.
Sounds like a double. Just a... Isn't that weird?
That's awesome.
There's a left hand. It's weird. It's weird, dude. So, what do you learn from that?
Heck yeah.
I don't know. Do you learn anything from that, or is it just weird and fun to know?
Yeah. No, I'd never seen it broken down that way. So, let's see. I'm going... So it's not as simple as saying right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Or is it?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Yeah.
So the repeated pattern, is that what you mean? Like that it's constantly... Yeah, so that's typically how a Herta is used, yeah.
Okay. Sick.
Breaking it down, if you're just doing it So there's different ways to split up a Herta in your fills and stuff. So it doesn't have to be... I think the constant repeated pattern. But yeah, so generally what you're saying is a lot of that looped pattern, but I don't think it has to be. If I'm wrong, sue me. You know what I mean? But
it's got to be looped if you're playing bleed.
Yeah, if you're playing bleed, I'm a sugar. Then you're psycho. You're an insane person, and I respect you. So what I'm going to show it with is there's an alter bridge song called Cry of Achilles. Way good, from their 4th album. It's probably the best way to open an album. But Scott Phillips, the drummer, he does a ton of Hertas on the fills. And they're actually offset Hertas, okay? So they're not... it's nothing like that. He starts with an eighth and then gets into the Herta. So it goes like this. Okay? So it's just offset by an eighth note, right? and it sounds so good. When it gets cooking, the beat you end up with is something like this. Nope. Okay, something like that, which sounds it sounds so good going in, and it's actually once you get comfortable with Hertas, it's actually not bad. It's not a bad, and that's not too tricky to play. So I'll slow that down a little bit more here, and listen.
Please, yeah, I want to learn this.
Yeah, so and then listen to the Hertas again, offset by an eighth note, and then they're flowing down the toms as the normal Herta pattern. Okay. So there are what, 3 in there? Then it ends with 2 more.
Yeah.
2 more toms. I'll slow it down a little bit more. And then his actual speed is probably. So there's accents in there he's doing with the eighth notes. They're a little more. They're cracking a little bit more. But yeah,
that's so cool. So I have questions. So if you're used to playing Herta's right left, that eighth note, is that just your backbeat from that beat? Bat, bat. Oh my gosh!
It's not the backbeat. Well, no, it is the backbeat, isn't it? Well, no, it's not. It's an extra beat.
It's the one. It's the one.
It's the one. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, and are you going left on that?
I do.
Oh my gosh, I can't do it yet.
Yep, I start with a left and then right into the Hertas down. Now, a fun way to play this beat, if you just want to practice just the Hertas with your dominant hand without getting that offset thing in the way, then you could certainly do something like. You know what I mean? Just play them flat. It's across each tom. There's four Hertas down the toms. If that's the easier way to start, by all means, do that. And in fact, I wouldn't even say easier. Like, get comfortable playing it that way, because that's a tool you can pack away.
That's dude. Yeah. That offset sounds way cooler in my opinion. Like, I'm right with you.
Yeah.
Like, just putting that.
It sounds very flighty. Like I don't know. It just really.
Yeah.
Especially when you listen to the song and the guitar lick that goes with this thing, it's so good. So, highly recommended. And plus, this song repeats that same fill a bajillion times. Okay. So it's all over the. I don't know how many times it is. It's probably in there 5 or 6 times. So it's a good one to get used to. With that.
Dude, he probably did it, and then Miles was like, "Yes, that every time."
Yeah, do that 1,000 more times. The rest of the song,
please.
He's just like. Just goes for the rest of the song. It's like the Dave Grohl "Best of You" loop. Have you seen that?
No. What is that about?
The song, the best of you. So it gets to like a minute into the song, and somebody looped it. So it's just like, hey, someone get in the best, the best. And it goes for like an hour just doing that. It's so funny.
I love that kind of stuff, dude. Oh, that's awesome.
All right, so Tabor.
Dude, but no. Not my turn yet, because you split your hands, and I must know more. Because that was dope.
What'd I do? Because
you moved it down the drums, and you moved it back up, and then you split the rudiment between your toms and your snare. What?
Okay.
Dude?
Good.
You gotta break that down, dude.
Good point. Really fun to do with the high tom to the snare. Good starting point. But you play those 16ths on a different drum, and you play the 8ths on the snare. So. And he kind of does that. No, he doesn't. So I just did that, I guess. Whoopsies. So the idea being that when you play the accented eighth notes, you're bringing it to a different drum, right?
Yeah.
Really makes it sound like a lot more notes are going on, and that trade-off between the high tones of the high tom to the snare, which really has the cut, it gives it a lot more power on those eighth notes. And there's a lot of stuff with hi-hat. Honestly, something like that. Like that is a Herta. It's just split. Doesn't sound like it though, but it is a Herta.
That sounds awesome.
So, yeah, it fits a lot of places.
Oh, I'm learning so much. Okay, so I'm watching you do all this stuff. I'm like, I can't quite do that yet. I want to get better at it. So you made a good. I actually like splitting the sounds. So like 1 E and 1 E and 2, 3 E. But how does it line up in counting? That's what my brain is struggling with. Like if you start the first 16th on the 1 E and 2, because you're skipping the and then are you skipping another 16th note and starting? So 1 E and 2 E and a 3 and. Or
so with the Alter Bridge version,
wrong?
so I would start with this version. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Each downbeat is a Herta.
It's going to play the pattern.
Okay. 1 E and 2 E and 3 E and 4 E and. Right.
Perfect.
Now, 1 E and.
But it wouldn't be 1 E and it would be.
I mean, there's what is that?
Yeah. How?
What is that nomenclature? 16th.
Yeah, this was what was breaking my brain earlier.
Oh my gosh, dude! He's playing sextuplets.
30-second notes.
Sextuplets, I think.
Oh.
Let me think here.
Yeah.
Is that what's going on? I don't think it's 3 seconds. Oh, well, okay, so that makes sense. The song is played in. That's an interesting point. So,
yeah, dude, that's awesome.
Easier to talk about than for me to count it out, honestly, because thinking on terms of the sound and the downbeats. It's like, it's pretty straightforward, just for each downbeat you got a 4. But yeah, it is. Yeah, I can't think about that too much. It's breaking my brain. I gotta look at it on paper.
It's breaking mine too. Next episode, we'll have how to count it learned, maybe, or please everyone forget, because we probably won't.
Is easier than writing it down.
Counting it, yes, it is.
Counting it. So anyway, all right. So Tabor has it's not a Herta exactly, but Tabor has something that kind of expands on the speedy part of the Herta, and so it fits perfectly in with this kind of thing.
Yeah. It's an expanded Herta, we'll call it. Right. So it's from the it's from the song "Straight Jacket Fashion" by Chevelle. Sam, I don't know his last name. Loeffler. I don't right. Loeffler is how it's spelled. Yeah. So Sam is one of my drumming heroes. In fact, just playing along to Chevelle is how I started being self-taught. It's one of my favorite bands to drum to and to listen to. Start a song, goes something like this. I'll butcher it for all of you. Here we go. It goes into that, like, what would you call that? Break beat?
Yeah.
Punk beat?
Like a very punk beat. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's cool because this song is in 6. So you have 4/16, 1 E and then you have 2 and 3 and 4 E and 5 and 6 and then it ends. That last 8th note that you would have played left-handed is now your kick to get you started into the beat.
Your pickup.
Yeah, your pickup is so cool.
So you're taking
so
those
that-
16ths and those 8ths. You're just doubling them.
Yeah. Instead of 2 of each, you have 4 of each.
Yep.
And it's really, really sick. So what I liked about it though is it's a good way to get your hands faster. Whenever you have something that you're trying to get quicker, say it's your single stroke roll, and you're like, man, I wish I played at da-da-da BPM. You work your way up there by playing 8th notes at whatever speed. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and a 1. And you just give yourself a little bit of time where you're double the speed. And
Right.
Guy I met Guitar Center, Matthew Davis, if he ever watches this, kind of crazy. He's like a really cool drum dude. He was showing me that. Well, I ran into a Guitar Center. It was crazy, but he was showing me like, yeah, that's how I increased my speed. And that's exactly what that is. That's what a Herta is. It's double the speed for part of it and half the speed for the other part of it.
Right.
And it'll just overall raise your speed. So
Yeah, because you have time to kind of reset your being locked in to that rhythm. Right?
yeah.
So those 8th notes kind of lock you back in. Check yourself. Get comfortable. Don't strain your muscles too much, and then do a little sprint every once in a while with those 16ths. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we've probably done a handful of those exercises back in the day too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, especially when it comes to swapping your dominant hand on these, because starting those slow, it's going to be uncomfortable, and then building it up more quickly. Like I think you'll find it's actually not too demanding of yourself to swap the dominant hand and then do that speed up thing, right? Especially with these ones, because you have time to lock back in with your offhand on those 8th notes, especially.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of going,
Yeah.
so do the left hand. Those 8th notes give me time to reset before I get into the next 16th notes to make sure they're all splitting very evenly across that pattern. And I mean, same thing with Hertas. Hertas are weird when you swap the hand instead of going. And I don't know why. Once I got somewhat comfortable with Hertas, they became one of the easiest things to play really fast, like easy. But if they were to say do that left-handed, it's so hard.
It's good.
Like it hurts my brain, dude. So very much. That's a good idea. To, slow it down, get control, speed it up. Also try swapping your hand out.
Heck yeah, dude. Dude, I've learned so much this episode. It was awesome.
Yeah, it was fun.
I'm glad I'm not the only one that if I swap something I'm comfortable with to my left hand, it's like, whoa.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's the thing I like. So hopefully everybody gets this vibe from this podcast. But like Tabor and I aren't like, we're not like super professionals. Like we're doing this because we want to share in the learning process. And so you guys want to set an extra high bar for us, by all means. But we think we're decent drummers.
Oh yeah.
But we're also like busy dads who probably don't practice as much as we want to. So this is good to like expose some of the practicing and some of the rawness of learning these things, and I appreciate that. And Tabor's a good dude to do it with. So you don't judge me, You're not pointing at me.
It's
and
really
saying,
relatable.
Look at this loser, you know what I mean?
he's not completely ambidextrous on the drums. He needs to quit.
What a lie!
But dude, like for real for a second, like that stuff creeps up in your mind. And to everyone who experiences that, just make that kind of crap just shut up in your mind, because it's only going to stop you from practicing.
Yeah,
you know, those sorts of thoughts where it's like, I should be able to do this left-handed. I suck. No, well, you haven't practiced it, so of course you can't do it. Just practice it, and then you can do it.
You gotta get familiar.
Okay. Yeah.
You look at all these crazy good drummers like Matt Gartzka. Okay, probably the most insane drumming I've seen in my life from that guy, drummer for Animals, his leaders. And he's had to sit here and bust through this stuff. We just don't see it because we see all the flashy stuff. And that's what we want other people to see, is all the flashy stuff, the smooth stuff. But you know what? Everybody's got to sit down and break their brain a little bit and be like, how the heck do you count a Herta? You know, like somebody, you got to do that at some point to learn it. Yeah. So I think it's
absolutely,
it's a beautiful thing. So anyway, Tabor,
right
my
on. dude,
drum us out, dude.
That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for. It's always good doing these with Tabor. Very personable dude. So thank you guys for listening. Groove Dudes Podcast. We love doing this. Hopefully you guys are getting some value out of this and getting some ideas. That's what we're hoping for. So participate, send us emails, messages, write things in the comments. Let's make this a community where we can share ideas. You can get a hold of us at our email, GrooveDudesPod@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. YouTube's our main spot, so go there. We're also on all the podcast platforms at GrooveDudesPod. So find us there, leave a review. Any of that helps spread the word. But until next time, y'all, keep grooving, my dudes.